Welcome back to Pure Science Education. I'm hoping you're enjoying all the videos you have been watching so far, and if you have any suggestions for any future videos, please leave a comment. Now, today we'll be looking at forces. So what is the forces? If you generically look for a definition for force, it will be defined as push or pull upon an object. So when you push an object, the object goes away from you. And when you pull an object, the object goes towards you. And this is quite important so you can remember in an exam scenario if it's push or pull. So the objects will either move away or move towards you. So, as you can see, I have got a football that is sitting on a stationary platform. So the ball at this point is stationary. Another word for stationary is it's not moving, it's staying the same, it's in the same spot. And my question to you is there any forces acting on the ball? So the question is, any forces acting on the ball? So I'll give you a few seconds to think about this. So the ball is stationary. Are forces acting on this ball? And I hope you said yes, because the answer is yes. Even though the ball is stationary, you have got the normal force here, and then you have got the gravitational force here. So if there are forces acting on the ball, why is the ball not moving? And the answer is, forces acting on an object does not imply that the object is in motion for the object to move. And the reason being, if the net force is equal to 0, then the object will not move. In order for the object to move, the net force has to be greater than 0. So if you kick the ball moves, so its displacement. The ball eventually will stop. Why do you think if I roll a ball with a very little force, it comes to a standstill? What force is acting now? So the answer is friction. So if the ball was rolling for a small period of time and it eventually stops, the reason being that friction is applied on the opposite direction. Hence the ball stops to roll. So if your force was on the right, the friction was on the left. The whole idea is the ball has the net force has come to 0, so the ball no longer rolls. So let's look at what motion is. Motion is when an object is moving. So there are lots of different examples of motions, like opening a door, riding a bicycle, lifting an object. These are example of forces. So if you then apply any kind of force which is greater than the net force, these objects will then start to move in a given direction. Let's look at examples of forces. So as we said, forces are push or pull of an object. So here are some pictures. Let's see if we can figure out if it's a push or a pull. So I have got towing a car. Do you think that is a push or a pull? And the answer is It's a pull. Then we got this person moving a box. Do you think that is a push or a pull? And the answer is, it's a push. Let's look at 2 further examples. You have got this person lifting a book. Is that a push or a pull? Of course it's a pull. Finally, you got somebody playing pull. Is that push or a pull? And the answer is, it's a push, because you're pushing the stick onto the ball. So this is how we distinguish between if things are push or pull. So in this very short session, let's look at what we learnt so far. So in summary, objects do not move on their own with push or pull. So objects do not move on their own. They need a push or a pull. Stationary objects have a net force of 0. Therefore, the gravitational force equals the normal force. In order for an object to stop moving at a constant speed, force needs to be applied. For an object to become stationary, and another force needs to be applied, and that force can be friction, for example, which will stop the object to roll or move. Right, so I hope you find this useful. It tells you what forces is in a very quick scenario. So objects don't move on their own, they need a push or a pull. If the stationary force object is stationary, then it's got a net force of 0, so the force has to be greater for something to be in a motion. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please leave suggestions for any future videos you like. Subscribe to it so you can find out what the next video will be about, and so on. Thank you.